Thank you very much, Rene and Sabine, for inviting me. It is quite an honor and a real privilege to come and speak to you people. Some of you, or most of you, manage attractions, and that's why I need to speak to you. Maybe a brief background if you haven't read it yet, my biography. I am a Capetonian, born and bred Cape Coloured, as the old terminology used to be. Why I need to mention that is because for many years, under the apartheid system, I never knew what apartheid was because I'm fair-skinned. I could get into any bus, go to Muizenberg Beach, and no one would know the difference. All of a sudden, at the age of 25, I was married 1 year, and then I was disabled. Now that hits you pretty much in the face, not only for me, but for people out there who see me. Immediately you're disabled, and with a South African background, we think, oh my word, this is contagious. She's brain dead. Oh my word, she's going to ask for money. One little experience I had with my husband years ago. We were at the waterfront shopping and we forgot something. I said, don't worry, I'll wait outside for you. That day I still had a Meagre chair, so it was much more effort getting around. He said he'd run inside, and the lady came out and threw 5 Rand in my lap. And I said, sorry, what is this for? And she said, aren't you begging? I said, no. That is the mindset that I live with every day of my life. Not knowing apartheid and now being discriminated against because of my disability. That is the same mindset we find at the majority of attractions within South Africa, Cape Town. Internationally, I've traveled and I've never really had that. I've got more of admiration. I blame that a lot on the predestination theory. That people say, well, you were predestined to be there and the gods are with you. In South Africa, it's either because of prejudice or because of, what is the word I'm looking for? Bewitched. Maybe I was bewitched or something like that, and that's why I ended up in a wheelchair. So most times people look at people with disabilities as being impoverished, low education, they're living off the government, getting a disability grant, they are institutionalized. They're people basically whose life had come to an end, and because they're brain dead, what on earth would they want to go to attractions for? That is a misdemeanor. People with disabilities, I'm fortunate to have finished my schooling and I've established myself in a business relationship or corporate environment. So that's a bygone. And in fact, internationally, we need to look at the market as it's a very niche market. People with disabilities internationally get disability or mobility grants. They don't want to spend their cold winters in the UK, they want to come to a lovely country. I mean, we wouldn't say this is winter in Cape Town today. Yesterday and today, both beautiful days. So we need to tap into those markets, but in order to tap into those markets, we need to make our places more accessible. One of the things that I've also experienced is that the discrimination that goes with it. We don't want to go the route. It is my human right to get access. There's various congresses that meet and discuss disability. I can insist on the letter of the law being followed, but at the end of the day, that's going to make people turn their backs on people with disabilities. Rather, we want to appeal to, and what I often like to say to people, the greatest man who walked this earth said, treat people the way you want to be treated. Disability doesn't say, okay, now I'm going to choose you and choose you. It doesn't matter who you are. I was 25 when I was involved in a car accident, which left me paralyzed. I don't have the use of my fingers, and I've got no feeling from above the breast down, which means I've got no control of my bowel or bladder. The last thing on earth I want to face is people who discriminate against me because they see I'm in a wheelchair. I'd like now to just show you some case studies that I have done on accessibility. And unfortunately, if some of you are here, then please try and benefit and hear what I'm trying to say from my heart of why we need things to be more accessible. Okay, here we've got the one, Rondevlei Bird Sanctuary. Beautiful place. Compared to Rietvlei out in Milnerton, Rondevlei is marvelous. It's got a lookout point, it's got toilets, everything. It's got hippo and a variety of birds. Next, please. They've done an upgrade. The city volunteered to do an upgrade of the old, if you look at the picture on your top left, the bottom part has got the wood. So they've done a brick paving section. Can you see that the distance, the height is not level? Then you've got the other one on the right-hand side, a similar issue, and it really has made it totally inaccessible. Fortunately, I took a very strong friend along with me who could tilt the chair and get me up. Next one, please. We've got a disabled toilet with a step. And I remember a cartoon that appeared in the newspaper years ago. What's the big deal? It's just one step. It's one step too much. So these are the issues that we have, and it's very nice and commendable that we've got a disabled, friendly toilet, but not getting there. Next one, please. And then you've got these, what they call bird holes. You're sitting there quietly and you wait for the birds to come. You can see the one is too narrow, and then you've got the steep incline with a very unstable wooden surface. Thank you. Next one. Okay, then another one is drumbeat charters. Everyone who visits Cape Town wants to go out and see the seals, Seal Island. Again, this lady has been doing business this way for 18 years. Why change? They physically, you can see there where the person is standing on the left, it's a gutter. All we need over that is a little metal mesh so that a wheelchair can ride over it. My clients eventually got on board, and you can see the area on the boat is big enough to cater for a wheelchair. Next one, please. There's the gutter. There's the step up to their offices. But we can't get in. I went there personally because I thought the personal touch would be better. And the owner was in store, but she was busy talking to somebody else. And I approached the guy and I said, "Can you please come here?" And he looked at me like, "Is she crazy? I'm not going to go anywhere near." And that is the problem that we face. We need to change our mindset. International clients have got the money to spend here, but we need to make it accessible to them. I think there's one more slide. Okay, then getting onto the boat. The picture on the left, I have no idea why they've put... Okay, maybe it used to be on wheels because the boat moves. But surely we could have one level board and not two steps entering with maybe 360-degree turning wheels. And then getting into the boat, see the 5 steps down on the left? Next slide, please. So my client had to be helped out, and I will be carried down those 5 steps. That is not only an infringement of his right to dignity, but it is also a major health and safety issue. If that client falls, locals will say, "Oh, don't worry, it's fine." Internationals will sue their butts off. And that 18 years of business that they've built up will become zero. Thank you. So this is what the problems that we face. What I neglected to say in the beginning was something my husband always promised me, because remember, we were married 1 year and then I had a car accident. He says, "I'll never let you live the life of a disabled person." What does that mean? It means all this discrimination, not being able to access anything. He would help me overcome those things and prevent it. We've been to Mauritius. I've been on the undersea walk. Now when I went back 2 years ago, they don't do it anymore because obviously someone has sued them. And I said, "I'm willing to sign an indemnity form." They put me on a chair at the bottom of the ocean with weights on it, weights around my body, and I could feed fish. They kept a guard next to me and he just kept asking me, "Are you okay?" Because remember, they wear those big helmets if anyone's ever been to Mauritius. So things can be done. I now want to do tandem paragliding, but I need to lose a bit more weight because I only need to be 80 kilograms. But people are opening up their minds to the possibility, how can we do this for this lady? Shark cage diving as well, that I've seen is extremely dangerous. Your foot tends to, and if you don't have control of your limbs, your feet will go out of the cage. But they said, bring the person on, they can see others do it. So what I'd like to ask you, just have a bit of fellow feeling. Put yourself into the next person's shoes. Because disability can happen to anyone at any time. Thank you.